We are live. Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Let's Get Social. This is our weekly live so along, and I'm so excited this to wrap up our scrapbuster September, where we've done a lot of all patterns. In fact, for the month, have been all about using your scraps, and I have definitely done that. So not only did I need to do that because I have more than enough scraps to go around, but it was great to do something that was for the environment. You will all see that I have a wonderful guest on with me today, Elizabeth, who you all have seen before because she has been on the live with me before. She was one of the organizers of Chicago Fractales, which was so amazing, by the way, for those that were not able to participate, or if you just needed a reminder of how great it was great. So Elizabeth was part of that greatness that happened. So Elizabeth, I'm so grateful to have you. Elizabeth makes handbags, but I'm not going to tell you about her. Elizabeth, if you want to just take a couple of minutes to share a little bit about you, what your favorite thing to sew, and whatever else you want to tell the people.
I don't know that I need a few minutes. First of all, thanks for inviting me. I haven't been live in a very long time, so that's exciting. The bag we're making is from one of my favorite bag designers, so Lynn's Handmade, who I test for. So I'm really excited to make this one. It's an older pattern of hers, I think, so I haven't made it yet, but I have every confidence that it'll be great, and I'm excited.
And you make lots of bags. Like every time I see a little something come across my timeline, I feel like 99% of the time it's bag related, but that could just be the algorithm telling
Yeah,
me more
I
bags.
share more bags than anything else that I make, just because I don't like putting my kids out there like online too much, and I make them a lot of clothes, pajamas, swimsuits,
Very,
stuff like that. So yeah.
that makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. So for those that are just joining, know that we are live sewing step by step. And as Elizabeth stated, we are doing the Fab Sling. So the goal was to do like a cell phone case. That was my idea of kind of tapping Elizabeth and selecting this pattern, which she helped me select. But it has a wallet in there, it has areas for cards, and it is big enough that you could really throw your essentials in it and go. So I'm focused on it for cell phone, but you could definitely use it for a couple of other things as well. So I have made a little bit of an attempt to try to do one really quick, but I ran out of time. So I'm going to be starting. I cut out two things so that I could have one ready to go. And so we are going to kick it off. And I might be relying on you somewhat, Elizabeth, since you make more bags than me, if I get stuck somewhere along the
Sure.
process. But I do agree that this is a pretty easy, from what I was able to do, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and it is definitely a scrap buster. You don't need a lot of fabric at all to be able to do this, and so I would encourage you to do it. Um, and with that, we're going to get started. So if we want to talk a little bit about the fabric that we're using, and then we can dive right in. So I'm using a jacquard fabric. I bought this fabric quite some time ago when Nikki from Beauty Du Jour came out with her puffy sleeve dress, and so she was doing a hack of that dress into a Kika Vargas top, and one of the types of fabrics that she had recommended was jacquard. And so I went out and I found some last chance, and so this was one of those. And I bought like several. This is back when I was just buying fabric, and I bought like a ton of fabric. I never used this. It was in my stash, and so I am going to be using this fabric, and then my lining pieces are in this linen. This is a navy blue linen because we know that brown and navy go well together. And anybody who knows me, you know that I like neutral colors, blacks, navy, hunter greens, like burnt orange, all of those types of colors. I'm not a girly girl color person. So these are the colors that I am working with for my fabric and my lining. Okay, Elizabeth, I'm throwing it over to you.
Okay, sorry if I distracted you. I switched my camera around.
Love it.
I remember from last time that it doesn't work the traditional way. So I love custom fabrics, all things prints. So I'm using this Taylor Swift inspired toss from My Little Shindig, and this waterproof canvas from Notorious. The print, I don't know if you can read it well, but it says, it's the lyrics. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. The Taylor Swift toss, I forgot to mention, is a poly waterproof canvas. So it's a lot softer than this one. You can kind of tell from the body that it has. And they're well interfaced so that, the bag will have structure, even though these are softer materials.
Okay. I saw, and you could talk about this at some point, during the live. I saw like a little glimpse of I think it was just like this interfacing that you were using, and it had like already like sticky stuff on it. And so I was,
Yeah.
that is cool. Like, I need to know all about that, because guess what? I don't think I'll ever buy regular interface again if that comes in all the different types of interfacing.
It definitely comes in foam and fusible fleece, which is what I had in the video that you saw.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if it comes in like the SF101 equivalent.
Got it.
But if it does, I'm sure it's great, because this stuff is awesome. It's from
Yeah, I was
Therapy. It's not going anywhere once you stick it on your material, which can be a pro or a con.
Yeah.
but it's really great.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to try it. I started digging into it a little bit last night, because I saw you had linked who you got it from, but I didn't find it. I went to that site, and then I thought I'll just reach out for more details later. But I'm definitely interested in it. Okay, well, with that said, we are going to dive in, but I'm gonna just say hello. Hi, Sea Witch. Hi, Tracy, Olivia, Anita, Lavette. Welcome. Hi, Lala. Welcome. Hi, Anna. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lala, so we were just talking about fusible interfacing. So when you said, what is that? I think you were asking what we were talking about. It was a fusible interfacing. Elizabeth had used one yesterday, and it was almost like a sticker, so to speak, concept, where you kind of peel off the back and it automatically has like sticky stuff on it, and you just put it onto your fabric. So you cut it first, and then you just peel off the back like tape, kind of, and you stick it on. And so it just seems so cool. You don't have to, like me, I didn't have any fusible interfacing, so I had to like spray the adhesive on both sides, let it get tacky, put it on. It was, it wasn't too difficult, but it was definitely not as easy as what Elizabeth did. And so I was like, oh, I have to get some of that. Elizabeth, do you remember off top what the name of it, the brand?
Oh, it's from a place called Fabric Therapy. I tag them all the time. They're great. They do a lot of custom fabrics, all kinds of bases, and they have that very, the sticky adhesive interfacings. They also have binding that sticks, that's peel and stick rather. It's awesome.
I am definitely going to get it. I'm telling you, I'm going to be all over it. I am definitely getting it, because I need that, and I use interfacing quite a bit. Okay, so let's get started. So I believe both have already cut out and interfaced all of our fabrics, and so we are going to skip the prep steps, because we have prepped already. There are two different views to this pattern. There is a view A and a view B. View B has a clear vinyl piece. I was going to do that, but my vinyl did not arrive in time, so I am doing view B. View A, sorry.
View A. I'm doing view A too. So okay. I decided to go with the zipper pocket on the back, just because I already know, even if the phone is behind the clear vinyl, I'm going to take it out.
Right, absolutely. I'm going to take it out too. I just wanted to do, because I thought, oh, this is really cool. So I've never worked with clear vinyl before, so I was excited to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be making view A, which, like you, is the zipper back. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So our first step is that we will be, hold on, mine is out of order because of course, like I was making this already. 9, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay. We're doing, so our first step is that we are going to, have you transferred all your markings and everything?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think I have too. I'm almost 99% sure I transferred. So then we're going to start with installing our metal snaps. So this pattern does have metal snaps. And I think if I watched the video too, you can leave, I think she gave you the option to leave those off. I didn't. I've never did them before until today. So I was excited to do that. So you are going to take your piece number, or not your piece number, your, I think it is your front main body exterior and your interior flap. So those are the two pieces that you want to have.
Yeah, I think she has you miter them first because sometimes the magnet sticks to the sewing machine plate.
You are absolutely correct. So I'm going to do that. So you do have, so one of the things that she did in this pattern, which I thought was really cool, is she added darts in the corners. So I'm going to be doing my darts as well. So you can see like right in the corner. So you're going to do that to your lining and to your, are you doing all your darts right now? Okay.
Yes.
So you'll do it to your lining and then you'll do it to your outside main body exterior. And so it's just like you put any other darts, right sides together. So I am using, if you all remember, I won a Bernina B38 at the Baltimore Fractales, and I am using that now. So it's so funny. I've been laughing at myself all day because I have a Bernina 790, which is so automated. And so I'm not used to doing a lot of different things. And so, like, for example, when I finish sewing, I'm used to my needle automatically going up, and the foot, I just push a button and it goes up. And so sometimes I'll finish sewing. I'm just sitting here waiting for the foot to go up. And then I remember, oh, I have to do it myself.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it's been an interesting, like now, I just was sitting here waiting for it to come up, and it's like, oh, yeah, you got to do it. So it's been interesting today sewing with it, but I do really like it a lot. I mean, I love the way it sews. I love the way it sounds. It's not too loud. It's a really nice machine. I really like it a lot. So you might hear my machine beeping a little bit at me as I have to remember there are things I have to do that I didn't have to do before. All right, so that is done.
Hi, Carmen.
Hey, Carm.
Hi,
So
Barb.
if I forget anything, Elizabeth, as we're going through these steps, definitely keep me honest so I don't miss too much.
Okay. I doubt it'll happen that often. You're very thorough.
Well, thank you. Okay. And so put my little darts in. This is my lining piece. So you can see my two little darts there. And then this is my outside fabric. And you can see my darts in there as well. So once you put your darts in, let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. And then it does tell you, so in order to make sure that your magnets are lined up, you do have, or your magnetic snap is lined up, they tell you to make sure that you are transferring those dots onto the front as opposed to the back. So I did do that. You can see I have like a little dot on the back. You can see I then turned it over to the front to make sure. So you want to make sure that on your on your exterior main body, and then your interior flap. And for me, my flaps are exactly the same, but in the video, she reminds you that the flap is upside down when it's turned in. So if you care about that, then you will want to make sure that you do one right side up and one upside down, so that when you flip it, it will be right side up. Mine looked the same no matter what, so it didn't matter to me. I just picked one. Okay, so here it is. So I'm grabbing one of my flaps, the one that will be in the interior, and then I also have my main body. So it's these two pieces, that you're gonna have. So your flap and your exterior body pieces. And then you're gonna take your magnet piece, and it is the actual, what is it called? This is called the washer. And let me just show you, because I have mine out right here. It's like a little washer piece. You are going to put the center of that washer over the front, and then you're going to mark the other two. It's got two little side holes. Let me make sure I'm showing this to you right. You're going to mark those two holes on the side. And Elizabeth, if you didn't do yours this way, let me know.
No, that's right.
Okay. Did you already put your magnets in?
I started and I paused.
Okay. All right. So I'm just marking my two little pieces, so I know where to put my holes. So you're doing these marks so that you know where to create holes, so that when you put your magnets through, you will need to know like where you need to be using either a scissors or in my case I used a seam ripper to create these holes, and I think that's what actually is recommended, seam ripper. So I'm just marking, using the washer to mark with my chalk. If you can see that. And then I'm taking my seam ripper and I'm going to put a little hole in here. And this fabric is this jacquard is pretty thick. So it's going to take me a minute, I think, to get this through, because it took me a minute to get it through the other jacquard, and it was thinner than this one. Okay. And I don't know, does it matter, Elizabeth, which part goes in the flap versus which part goes in the exterior?
So I always put the male in the top and the female in the bottom.
Okay.
So the one with the hole on the body and the one with the little nub in the flap.
One with the little nub in the flap. Okay, I think I did it the other way. But even though I didn't finish it, it feels like it's okay. I never knew which one was the woman or the man.
I could explain to you, but
well, when you said it, the way you described it, I think I got it. But you could tell me off air. So I just use my seam ripper to create my little holes, like I said, and now I am just working to push my magnet piece through. And like I said before, it does take me a little bit. It did take me a little bit the first time I did it because, I mean, it's a good thing. Your fabric does not rip easily. So it's kind of a good thing that it doesn't just push through.
Yeah, it's always better to make the hole smaller and have to make it bigger than to have a hole that's too large.
Too big, yeah. And then so the other recommendation for your exterior, depending on the fabric that you use, is for you to create another piece, like a small little square of interfacing to go over it. And I did do that in the first one that I made, but I don't know that I need to do it with this one. I did cut it to give it that extra support, but this fabric is so much thicker. Okay, I had to use a little bit of elbow grease. So all right, let's see. Hi, Mary. Hi, Chris. Hi, Sebs. I know I was so excited when Elizabeth was able to join me. I was like, I know a lot of, like, Fridays are often sacred to people. That's like their, okay, I got to decompress day. And this is how I decompress. So for me, it's one and the same.
My kids are usually at Taekwondo on Fridays at this time.
Are they? Are they missing it?
No, they're not today.
Oh, okay. Oh, that worked out perfect then.
I mean, not really. They're upstairs, so if you hear them, it's fine. But I didn't think they'd be home, and it's fine that they are. It's just funny because that's what I'd planned for.
Oh, okay.
There's like belt testing or something, so they cancel all the other classes.
I thought you were going to say because of the hurricane.
Oh no, gosh, no, we're in Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. So first piece is in. So now I'm going to do the same thing. And once you put this piece in, you'll see this is what it looks like. So this is my male piece in the flap. You will see on this side, you have the two little prongs sticking out. You want to take your washer and put your washer over top of those prongs, right through those holes. And then you're going to take, and I had to use a plier earlier, but I'm able to maneuver it now. But I'll show you in a minute. Ugh. If I didn't have lipstick on, I would be biting this. But
oh my God, no.
I mean, I don't for whatever reason, my fingers are not that strong. I had to use pliers. So I had to go get my little toolkit out, and
you can just push it down with the handle on your scissors or the back of your awl or your machine screwdriver. You just need a little leverage.
There we go. I use these good old pliers.
So I wouldn't do that because that will scratch your finish on the hardware on the other side.
So you know what I did? I folded the fabric over it. But because you're right, I thought about that. But you are right. You're the expert.
I mean, if it works, it works. That's okay.
All right. So I'm going to now put my female magnet piece in. But first, I got to make these little holes. And I like using the seam ripper because I feel like you have more control. That's my personal feeling in terms of you don't want to end up like Elizabeth said and having a hole that's just way too big because that will not be good. Okay, look, this one was much easier. Okay, so got that one in, as you can see. And now I'm gonna take my, where is my, okay, here we go, my washer. And
The comments are with me on the teeth.
oh, no teeth. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I use my teeth probably more than I should admit on live. I will be like, my poor little teeth. That's what all I'll say.
Barb, the print, this one is poly waterproof canvas from My Little Shindig. And the one with the words on it only is it's waterproof canvas from Notorious.
Okay. All right. So we have our magnets put in. And now we're going to go on to the next step, which is we've installed our magnets, and now we are going to let's see,
Make the strap.
make a strap. Yes, thank you, Elizabeth. So I actually did a lot of the work for my strap. So I'm just going to talk about it a little bit for those that will sew it or are sewing along. And by the way, if you are sewing along, make sure you drop it in the chat. Let us know if you have questions. Let us know so that we won't leave you behind. Although y'all know I'm a slow sewer, so that probably won't happen. So to make the straps, there is not a pattern piece for the straps. Instead, you are instructed to cut a piece of fabric that is 2.5 inches wide by 57 inches long. Obviously, you can make adjustments to that to your liking. And then you are going to interface that if you need to, depending on the fabric that you use. And once you cut that fabric for that length, are you cutting yours now, Elizabeth?
Heck no, I'm using webbing.
Okay, so I was going to talk about that too. So so once you cut your piece, you'll interface it if you need to, and then you are going to basically draw a line down the center of it, and then you're going to fold half of it in to each other. So I'm just going to show you because I've already done it and pressed it, but you'll have your 2.5 inch wide piece here. Then you're going to fold half of it in, the other half in towards the center, and then you're going to fold it again. So basically you're folding it kind of like a double bias tape. It's not bias tape, but you're folding it in that manner. And then you are going to press it, and then you're going to stitch all the way from one end to the other, all the way down. Now, those are the instructions for creating your strap. Now, you can do other things. So I initially planned to use this, it's like this woven stretchy strap material. But the problem that I have is all of my hardware did not come in, and I didn't realize it until like an hour ago. So I wouldn't be able to finish it with this, but this was oh, can you see that? This is what I planned to use originally. So I had to quickly create a strap. So what I'm getting ready to do right now is I did not stitch down the side. That's the only thing I need to do. So I'm just going to do that really quick. I'm going to just stitch down the side so it will all be together. Yeah, this was like a last minute change for me. I was a little upset because I have some of the pieces, but not all the pieces. So I had to just like figure it out real quick. So I am now just sewing it down. But webbing is definitely, to me, unless you really have some fabric that you want to use that is matchy, I would definitely say the pre-prepared webbing is the way to go. If I would, I should have asked you that too, Elizabeth. Were you gonna make it? I wasn't planning on it. If it wasn't for my hardware, I would definitely not plan on doing it. But
No, unless I have some big elaborate plan, I'm grabbing webbing.
yeah, webbing is definitely what I would recommend because we would be on to the next step right now already if it wasn't for me.
No, I'm still making it with webbing right now.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I am almost done. I am really loving this machine. I'm telling you, it's just so nice. It works so well. So Elizabeth, what machine do you have? Do you have a favorite brand or machine?
I love the Juki.
Okay.
I love everything Juki. I'm making this one on my semi-industrial 2010Q, but a lot of my bags these days I make as sort of in between this one and my industrial machine, which is a Thor 1541.
Uh-huh.
There we go. I got a strap.
So you put your so can you talk about how you put your clips on? Because I see you have like a little button or something at the end.
The rivets?
Yes. Is that what you're using? Okay.
Oh yeah, it's just pressed in there. It's there's a male and a female for that one too. And I just put the nice thing about the webbing is that it has, if you look at especially this one, it has like 5 distinct rows. The way that it's designed or woven, so I can see the middle one and I can just eyeball where I'm going to put my hole with the hole punch. And then what you do is same thing when you sew, right? You wrap it around first the center of the slider, and the rivet will just kind of stay put for a little bit while you do the rest of what you want to do. So just like snap it in and then go through the lobster clasp, come back around through the slider over the top of what you just did. And then at the end, it's pretty simple. Just wrap it into the other lobster clasp and do the same thing with the rivet. And then just press them in with a rivet press that I just had out.
So I have rivets. I've never used them. I bought them. I don't even know when I bought them, but as I was cleaning up my sewing space, I found them. But I've never used them. So I'm going to start to try to use them now that I have all this bag making, not like you, but more than I've ever had before, bag making stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to start like using my scraps, making little wallets so if you ever do a live again, something easy, I would love to get on with you when you do one of your things,
Oh yeah. For sure.
I would love to be able to do it. So I am doing basically the same process, but without the rivets. So I am taking let me go to here we go. All right. So I am taking my slider. Where's my slider? Here's my slider. Like Elizabeth said, I'm taking one end, going around the middle piece, and I'm going to sew it because I don't have rivets. So I'm going to, I do, but I'm not using them for this. And I also used edge fray stuff at the end of all of mine because I didn't serge anything. So I used that edge fray. This is my first time ever using that. So I don't know, I can't give you any guarantees on it, but I'm using it. And so we'll see if it helps, if it does anything. Have you ever used it, Elizabeth, that edge fray preventer stuff?
So if you're folding it over twice, you shouldn't have too much messing around with the raw edge there. Some people do that. I just don't really, I don't take that extra step. For webbing, I just melt the edges with a lighter.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I am folding it over, and I'm going to show you. See, I'm always waiting for it to lift. So I am folding it over. So there's no raw edge to be seen there, but I just use that fray. So this is one end, and then I am going to put my, so as I mentioned earlier, my hardware did not all come, so I'm using some other hardware, which I think I'm going to like swap out when my other hardware, which is scheduled now to come tomorrow. I don't know. I think the hurricane may have had something to do with it, but I'm taking one and I'm putting it on, putting one of my swivels on, and then I'm going to make sure that my strap is not twisted. And I'm going to do exactly what Elizabeth said, which is loop it right in and around like this. So I have just like that. And then I'm going to take the other swivel and just put it on the other end. So here's my other swivel. And I'm putting it on the other end. And then I'm going to sew it in place so that it does not move. I just have to fold that under so that none of the raw edge is exposed. Okay, there we go. See, I'm so used to like just pushing my foot on my presser foot, and I mean on my foot, and then my needle will just go, but it doesn't do that this time. I have to go. Okay, there we go. So now the strap is complete, all done. You have your adjustable piece, your slider, and then we have our two swivel pieces at the end. So we're going to just put this to the side for a minute. And then you have another little short piece, which is your D-ring connector. And you're going to literally do a little bit of the same process that you did with when you were making your strap, which is that you are going to, well, first of all, you do have a pattern piece for this. You have two pattern pieces, one if you decide to do 5/8 inch, another if you decide to do a half. But you'll cut it out, then you will fold each side in to the middle, and then that's it. You don't fold it a second time, and then you're going to press it. And when you finish pressing it, then the next thing you're going to do is fold it in half and cut it so that you end up with two pieces. So I am going to cut mine now. I just need to get some heavier scissors because this is pretty thick. Again, you could also use webbing for this part as well. It will save you some time.
Hey, Laquita.
So I've done that. And then you're going to take your D-ring and you are going to slip your D-ring in. And then did you sew yours up at the end or you just clipped it?
No, I'm going to sew them at the ends, just basting it.
Yeah, so you're going to do just like this with your D-rings, and then you're going to baste the ends.
And by baste, I mean sew and
Sew
back.
it. Yeah, so here you go. You'll have two pieces that will look like this. So I'm going to do mine right now. All right, one down and one more to go. Guess what? Oh, my thread came out. So this machine also has a has an automatic threader, which I also love.
I don't know how there are machines that don't have them at this point.
Right? I think that they all should.
I don't mean like fancy air threading, just, don't make
Right.
me stick the thread through the needle by hand.
Right. I totally agree. Now I threaded this thing twice already, no problem. And then of course I'm doing it right now and it's giving me a problem. So I'm about to do exactly what we just talked about, which is stick it through there myself. But at this point, I don't think I could do it. I think. All right, there we go. I don't know what would happen with that, but let's do this one more time. So your hardware, you need 2 D-rings, 2 swivels, and one slider. That will be the hardware that you will need.
And a zipper pull.
Oh, and the zipper, that's right. I don't know what my sewing machine is not happy with me right now. I think it's stuck. Is it? Yes, it is. I haven't had it long enough to know what could be wrong with it. All right, there we go. All right. So here's my second. All right, so now that we have our D-rings both done, let me just make sure. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to create our flap. So you should have two flap pieces, your exterior and your interior. Your interior one you've already dealt with because you put the magnet in it. And so you're going to take your flap pieces and put them right sides together. And you are going to stitch around the curve, basically leaving the two sides, right side, left side, and the curve at the bottom. and then leave the top open. And then you're going to kind of cut all around the curved part so that when you turn it, it will lay flat, and then you're going to turn it. Right there. Let me just try this again. I got to learn my machine better because I guess it was luck that my needle threaded with the needle threader, so I couldn't get it to do it again. I know I did it twice earlier, and I thought, oh, okay, I got this. And then I just tried to do it, and I couldn't do it. All right, here we go. So I am in my terrible eyes. All right. Here we go. I have to always remember. All right. Now I'm just going to put some little cuts around the curve with my thick scissors. So when I was attempting to try to do one quickly, I made it this far. This is how far I made it with the other one.
Oh gosh.
What's wrong?
No, it's funny.
Oh yeah, I know. I feel like I was so close to finishing it, but no cigar. So now I'm going to, again, once you sew and then you cut your little notches in there. I don't cut full notches, but I just make little slashes.
You just snip into it?
Yeah, I didn't.
No,
make
you should cut out the triangles, because if you don't, then you get a lot of bunching in there.
All right, let me before I turn it all the way. Well, so you know what it is? I think, well, on this one side, I can definitely do it, but I do really close to the edge, to the, to the seam allowance. But I could still do some. I think I get nervous because this fabric is so thick too. But I think that's your point, that it'll all like bunch up in there.
If your seam is going to spread, you can snip, but if it's going to curve in like this one, you should definitely notch.
Yeah. Well, my first one, I did it. I just cut. I didn't like notch it. I just cut into it like a whole bunch of slits, and it laid pretty flat. with the other one. But this fabric is much thicker than the other jacquard that I used.
It'll also help your top stitch be nice and straight.
So, which is the next step. Once you turn, you do want to put a top stitch in. And I did that part too in the other one. And it looks so good. I think anyway. All right. I think I have enough on these corners. All right.
I'm not crazy about Decoville Light and flaps because it loves to wrinkle.
Oh, it does. Let me look at mine. Oh, this one looks pretty good. This is my first one. My flap.
Yeah.
It lays pretty flat. And I didn't even press it.
I never press.
Really?
I might do it for something like this Decoville that's wrinkly, but I'm not in the habit of just pressing just
because, yeah. I remember when I first started sewing, it was like, oh, after you do it, press. After you do this, press. I can't say I always did, but I do see the benefit of doing it when you want something to look so nice and, clean. It does do something to it. All right, look at that. This is some thick fabric. Look at this. And it is laying really flat. Okay. How are you making out, Elizabeth?
I'm good.
Okay. So we have did our flat, put our flat front and back together, I guess, or interior, exterior, turned it, and now we are going to assemble the back main liner and card slots.
Did you top stitch?
Oh no, I have to top stitch. That's right. So top stitch first, and then we're going to do the card slots. And Elizabeth, this is where I think I might need your help a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Have you done card slots before?
Yep.
Okay, good, because I haven't. All right, I think I have finished. Can you see that? There we go. Let me just cut off the little extra pieces. And let me go get my So for the so we're going to be putting together the back main liner and the card slot. So for the card slot, this is also something that doesn't have a pattern piece. So you would have needed to cut out a strip of fabric that is 26.5 inches by 3 inches. And so here's my strip of fabric that I cut out. You also will want to get your back main liner. So you have your front main and then you have your back pieces. So let me grab the back. So you have your back main body and then you have two back main fabrics and then you have your lining fabric. So here's my back main lining fabric. And so you should have these two pieces.
You don't need the lining piece that you grabbed.
Oh, you don't need this piece? Okay.
No, you just need the card slot strip and these two skinny ones for the sides.
Okay, thank you. Let me get my two skinny ones. Okay, here we go. So I have my two little side pieces, which I interfaced, and then I have my card slot. Okay, so Elizabeth, I'm handing it over to you right now.
So the pattern piece, or I'm sorry, the pattern gives you measurements to mark at different intervals along this strip.
Mm-hmm.
Mine I pre-marked, but I probably can't even see them, but I won't say them out of respect for the pattern designer. So you follow what's in the pattern, and then what she does, this method is actually pretty nice, is you'll have one measurement here at the top, and then a lower measurement and one that's only a short increment below that. And what you're going to do is, she calls it the pinch line. So you grab first, if I can even find it. I think I might have rubbed it off. So anyway, I'll just show you. But so you grab the part where she tells you to pinch, right? And you bring it up to the line at the top.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, it's all the way down here, which now makes sense. So you pinch here and bring that up to the line at the top. And then you press it nice and firm, right? And hold it there. I'll just sort of generically show you this.
Okay.
So it's there. And then you go to the next set of lines and you again do the pinch. And you pull that up to the second line that was in this first set. And that's the distance between the card slots.
Got it.
And then you do it one more time if you can find it on your fabric. And bring that up. And then you have 3 card slots. So you should have 3 card slots in just this long piece.
Okay. So I need to do what you just did. And so when do you, so you're just basically clipping it together to hold it in place?
Yeah.
Before you sew it?
Correct.
Okay, got it. Okay. So I'm getting ready to do what you just did because I did not do that.
Before you sew it in place, you want to make sure that from top to bottom, it's the measurement that she says in the pattern, so that it fits with these. So right now, obviously mine is not right because I haven't exactly pressed it out or anything, but you want them to be the same height. And if it's not the same height, refold it.
Okay.
If it's a little too long, you can just cut off the bottom because it doesn't matter.
Okay, so let me make sure. I feel like mine might be a teeny bit too long, but let me just make sure. So maybe like mine might be a 1/2 inch because I think I just rounded it.
It's okay if you cut your piece too long. It's just once you've got it all folded, you want to make sure that it's the right length.
Oh, that it's the right length. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let me do.
Sometimes they just build in a little extra too for margin for error.
So I am literally doing those measurements that you talked about. So I guess I need to draw both the lines then each time. So I do.
Just inside the seam allowance. In the picture, she has it all the way across, but you just want it in the seam allowance.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Shishi.
Hey, Shishi. All right, I got one more thing to do. And I will be.
I'm not convinced mine is correct because they're the same length in the back. We'll see.
All right, wish me luck. I'm about to do the fold. We'll see.
Yeah, mine is short. I did something wrong.
Okay. And so you said we're bringing that pinch line up to the fold, up to the first line.
Yep.
Okay.
I knew that was wrong. Okay, got it.
You fixed it?
Yeah, I had just started too high up on the piece.
Okay. All right, so that's one. And now. So how do I know where to bring the second? Okay, you're saying bring the second line up to. Okay, never mind. I see it. Now I see. So they're like really close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you've done it once, the method just makes a lot of sense.
Okay, got it. Think. I think I got it. And now I'm gonna go press it. Or you said I need to make sure that this piece fits. Where does it need to fit?
So I have it now. So mine is just like a very small amount longer than the side piece. So I'll end up just trimming that off once I've sewn it.
Got it. So it needs to match up with the side piece.
Yeah,
And
she
then,
gives you the measurement in the pattern if you wanted to measure it, but just using the side
oh
pieces.
no, mine matches up perfectly.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm gonna press it, and then I'll be right back. Then you can tell me what's the next step after I press it.
Yep.
Okay, that wasn't too bad.
No.
I was like, I looked at it, and I would have figured it out eventually. But that's the part I wanted to get to before. I was like, this looks like nothing I've ever done.
It can be a little intimidating, but once you've done it, it makes perfect sense.
Then you're okay. Yeah. All right. I feel like. And this is also like you could technically do it without adding this part, right?
Yep.
I mean, that was as I watched the video, that was kind of my takeaway. Okay, so I have pressed it.
Yeah, so then you just want to baste down the sides.
So, okay, base down the sides, okay. Before I do anything with the side pieces, you're saying?
Correct. Yeah, so it doesn't shift or anything.
Got you. All right, now I don't even know how to, I still haven't figured out all of the parts on my machine, so I have no idea how to adjust the stitch width.
You don't need to adjust your stitch width or length.
Okay, length, right.
Yeah, basting and bag making just really means do it at 1/8 of an inch.
Okay, got you. And I'm gonna do exactly that.
Because you're never going to pull those threads out.
I never do, right. You are so right. All right, one side done. And do this other side. All right. I have done that. So
And then you can test your card slots too with the card of your choice.
yes, let me do that. I just finished throwing away all my room keys.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but it does fit. It's perfect. There we go. See? Boom. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. I love that.
What you're looking for it to not be done right is if the card goes all the way in and doesn't have that little part sticking out, right? Or if they're uneven.
Mine look pretty good. I like them.
Yeah. I'm going to add a woven tag right here to my card slots.
I'm going to do that too.
I think this is probably the best spot for me to put it.
I have, because of course I cleaned up, but now I don't know what I did with them. I have to pull them out. I'm still getting kind of organized, but I ordered all of these little tags and I never used them, and I found them as I was reorganizing. So I'm gonna pull them out so that they are readily available, so that I can be using them.
Yeah, I buy enough of them that there better be 2 or 3 in every bag at this point.
Right. Okay. So this is for anybody interested. This is the fray block that I purchased. And I am going to put some on this because I did not use any interfacing on this. So I'm just going to put some on this while I'm waiting for Elizabeth to tell me what to do next for this part.
I'll wait for you.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to put a little bit of this fray stuff on it. I feel like it works. I'll let you know if I have any long-term problems with it, but
Oh, it definitely works. It's just something I always skip.
all right. So let's see. All right. So we have done the card slots and all of this is about. So, okay, now we are attaching the side
Yeah.
slots.
So you just put them right sides together with your card slots.
Okay. And is the curved part is towards the outer?
Correct.
Okay. And they should be overlapping. Is that how yours?
You can do them one at a time. I just do them at the same time.
Okay. But I mean, when you're going to be sewing down the sides of each, and when you line them up with the side, the middle they'll overlap in the middle. Like I see you're holding yours open, but you're gonna.
Oh yeah, they do overlap.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
part? Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So you are sewing it down.
Just the outsides.
Yeah, on the sides. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do that now. But before I do that, let me just make sure that I have these right. So, all right, I actually have mine upside down.
So the curves should be at the bottom and overlap like this, like a little petal sleeve.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's not how mine works. Thank you.
Yeah, and the sides should just be totally straight.
Got it. Now I have it right. I have it right now. Okay, so let me clip this, and then I'm going to, and we're just going straight down on the sides.
Yep, don't forget to backstitch.
Oops.
This part does get a little thick.
Yeah, that's why I decided to use the linen part for this part, because my fabric is super thick. Okay, here we go. Let's sew it on down. And back stitch. All right, one side done. And now we're going to the other side. Mine is not even, so I have to readjust it a little bit. And we'll backstitch. Okay. So that is done. That is done. That's so cool. Now, do you press it open when you finish?
Only with my fingers.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right.
But you can press it. You can press
Okay.
it if you want.
I'm going to press mine open.
Yeah, and then we'll top stitch down the sides with the seam allowance toward the outside.
Okay. And I'm just going to use a little bit more of this fray stuff at the top. This is going to last forever. You barely have to even touch it. It just comes out.
The fray check?
Yes. It's just like, I barely even touch it and it just flows right out. All right, now I'm going to top stitch. I already pressed my seam allowance in the direction I want it to be. Ooh, it's happening. That's stuck. I get the feeling like in bag making there is a lot of top stitching.
It kind of depends on the pattern.
All right. You can't really see it because it's the same color, but it is there. In theory, it is there. Okay. So the next step is we are putting our zipper on.
Just before you do that, this panel now should be the same size as your other back panels.
Okay, let me look and see.
Mine is slightly smaller.
Okay, let me see.
But that could just be that I cut the other ones too big, or...
Yeah, mine is same size.
Yeah.
Same size.
I've had this happen before with this type of construction. Because sometimes the waterproof canvas is so thick it takes away from...
Oh, yeah. But you know what? If you press it, I wonder, is it like, could you press it and it'll, you know, or is it still, you don't think it'll make a difference?
So a lot of times pressing waterproof canvas will actually make it shrink.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not good.
Just depending on, you know, what it's made out of.
Yeah. I'm just cutting off this extra seam allowance. I had a little bit and hanging off the edge here. But yes, it is pretty much the same size. Okay. All right. So we will be needing our back lining piece, which I had marked my zipper on it, but I could see already that it's my little square for my zipper. It is disappearing, as you could see, because I used invisible ink, so it is disappearing. So you need the 3 back main body pieces. Are you ready, Elizabeth? Oh, you were ready.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so your 3 main back body pieces. So here, your fabric and your your lining and your 2 fabric pieces. So you should have 2 that look the same, or potentially 3, depending on what you did. And then we are going to, it says take the 3 back main body pieces and set 1 off to the side. Lay 2 of them right sides together with the piece that will be the exterior of the bag on top. So are they saying put your lining piece to the side and put your 2 primary pieces right side?
You should have 1 exterior and 1 lining in front of you.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. It is a little confusing because in the pattern she does use her exterior as her lining.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So now you're going to take those 2 pieces, your lining piece, I'm going to call mine lining piece, and your exterior piece. You're going to put them right sides together, and it says keep them perfectly lined, clip in place. So I'm going to clip mine in place right now. And you do have notches, which is great, because not that you necessarily need it, but if for some reason yours wasn't exactly the same size, it might be helpful for any adjustments you needed to make of knowing where the center is. So, Elizabeth, are you not putting yours right sides together?
So I already marked my boxes.
Oh, okay. I did too. So that's what we're doing in this step. Just
yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I only marked mine on one side. Actually, you know what? I did mark it on both, but guess what? For whatever reason, they are on opposite sides, and I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, because you were supposed to mirror it because this piece will end up on top of this one like that.
Yep, and that's what I did not do.
So when she has you put them on top of each other in the pattern, it's basically like insurance that you'll cut them exactly the same.
Gotcha.
So you can do it the way that she has it in the pattern. That's fine.
Well, I feel like it'll be easier just to have put it on the same side, and I have an easy way to do it because I just put I'm gonna just put the 2 dots. I put it on my pattern piece, so then all I have to do is just put the dots through. So that'll make it easy for me to transfer it over. So I'm gonna do that really quick. Okay.
So this is what I used because I'm spoiled like this. I have a template for this pocket exactly this size.
Which one for you mean for your zipper size? So I'm using a little bit of a larger zipper.
So just not for the zipper size, for the length in this pattern, I just coincidentally, my stencil is the size of the pattern.
That size. So I have this thing right here. Let me show you. Which I haven't ever, you see this acrylic zipper thing? I don't know if you see
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, so I use this a little bit, but I don't have the exact size, but it's okay because I still used it. I still used it to help me create a little box. The only challenge is I just need to put it on this other end.
Yeah, I use this one to make them longer or shorter, just like because it has the center marking too. It's really helpful to just sort of like slide it up and down, but it keeps the box straight.
Yeah, I feel like yours is easier because like this is big and yours is really little and you could just lay it right on top as opposed to like mine, which is huge. So like now where I have to transfer it again, it's like, oh, and I have like a little bit of space.
I have another one that's similar to yours, but still smaller.
Yeah, this one
Still.
is like a little big. But I mean, you know, if you're doing something big, it's okay.
They're all useful in the end.
Okay, I'm just gonna make my little box. I'm just making sure everything is lined up. Okay. And now let me just do the same thing on this side. And I want to make sure, like you said, that it's even so it's not crooked. Okay, I'm just making sure that that lines up like that. Okay, now we'll just do the same thing on this side. Okay. Put this down here. Okay, so I have my zipper box, and so now you have this little piece. This it should be like a little, I don't know what you call it, but let me just show you this little piece. So how are you doing yours? Are you cutting your hole first, or are you putting?
So I drew the box and then I cut the line from V to V and then did the little slits.
Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. The only thing is I want to just make sure, because like I said, my zipper is a little bit bigger. I feel like my box is just a little bit too narrow.
Did you buy a pre-made zipper?
I did. So I have like a ton of zippers. So I am using, this is the one I've settled on. This sports zipper. It's a 9-inch, but I'm not going to have all 9 inches because it's going to be too long. But I wanted something that was going to match. I do have zipper by the yard, but I don't really use it. But I will because I bought a ton of it.
You can probably just make it 5/8 instead of the 1/2 inch that is.
Yeah, I think that would be
here.
better. Because if you see I don't know if you can see this zipper, but it's pretty big. Can you see that? It's a pretty big zipper. It's not the number.
Yeah. This usually has room around it when you do the number 5, but it wouldn't hurt to go up to 5/8 if you feel like you need the room.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to 5/8. I feel like I need the room.
So what I'm doing now is spreading the box that I slit open so that it's wrong sides together, I guess, with the back, and sticking to my double-sided tape.
So you put double-sided tape all around your box so that the edges lay down?
Yeah.
I've never done that before, but I like it.
She has glue in the pattern, I think.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of using the glue on my fabric or in general.
Yeah, no, I like the double-sided tape.
This method does not excite me with woven material because of the corners.
Why? Do you feel like it's going to be... Ooh,
I just don't like there ever being a raw edge that close there in the corners. It's not my favorite method.
So I feel like I did something wrong.
Why is that?
So because my zipper doesn't line up. Oh, maybe it does. Okay, it does. Sorry. It does. I got nervous for a minute. Like, oh, did I cut it in the wrong way? And then I just need to...
Sorry if you can hear my son trying to
Just
keep a 5-year-old quiet.
Barely. Okay. All right, let me just cut my little corners.
I think he got intercepted earlier because I heard a mom.
Oh. All right, let me just cut these. And I'm doing the same thing here. This is my first time really doing a bag like this, and it doesn't feel difficult at all. I could definitely see myself. I feel like it's like once you do it, then you know.
Oh, for sure.
You'll do like more. That's kind of the way I feel.
Okay. For sure. And it's totally addicting.
All right. Now, do you feel like that's like I need to do that tape step? I'm just wondering. I mean, I have my tape here, but I guess I feel like it will be easier because
you need something to hold it in place.
Right. I was just thinking about that.
Especially if your material is thick.
It is thick. It's super thick. So what do you put your tape down on which piece of fabric first? Or you put it on both of them?
So I put it on both of them. I haven't touched the lining yet.
Okay.
But I put the tape to hold the fabric to the backside, right? And then I put another one to hold the zipper in place right here.
Okay.
And I always, with a zipper like this, like to put my zipper tape down without the pull first to get it nice and even. And then I'll go back in with the pull.
Okay.
Because if you have the pull on already, then wherever it is, the tape is not flat and you're always going to have that little bunch.
So that's one of the benefits of doing the zipper by the yarn. So you don't feel like you have difficulty getting your pull on once the zipper's in?
No, not at all. No.
Oh, you'll have to show me that, how you do that. I don't have any difficulty putting it on, but I could see myself having difficulty putting it on if I had my zipper already in place.
That can be a little bit tricky, but it's not crazy.
Okay.
I just realized mine wasn't centered, so I have to do this over again. But that's fine.
Yes, because that gives me time to catch up.
I didn't leave myself enough zipper on the top end for sewing it down.
Okay, so I am literally just taping. So you literally do 2 rows of double-sided tape then? Because
2
one
layers?
layers, yes.
Yeah.
I definitely love the double-sided tape. I mean, it's the best thing.
I went and messed my whole thing up here.
No.
I mean, not really. It just came unstuck and proves the point of why it's important to have it down.
Yeah, so see, I don't think mine is going to lay down over top because my fabric is so thick. I mean, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
It was so good that first time.
Don't you hate that when you get it perfect and then you have to take it off?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what we're working with here. I'm just moving my double-sided tape back a little bit to give it some room to me to move the. Oops, let's see. I didn't realize my thing was moving around. Okay. This is going to be interesting, Elizabeth. We are going to see how this pans out.
Like I said, this is not my favorite way to do a zipper.
No.
I've done it before and I just know.
I mean, my fabric is just super uber thick. All right, it's actually not bad. I just needs a little bit of pressure. Okay, I might be hooked on this way because it is exceeding my expectations. All right, one side down.
I also think my fabric is just a little bit shifty.
Yeah, I feel like I should have used the thinner fat. I should have used this offline and did the thicker fabric. I mean, I should, yeah, the thinner fabric online because, I mean, it's working, it's doing exactly what you said. But this double-sided tape is like, it's not a joke. It is really holding this thick fabric down. I'm so impressed. It is holding it down. I'm so impressed. Now I need to actually, let's do this.
Oof, the Lord is testing me with those corners.
But it looks great from what I can see. It looks
Thank
perfect.
you. It just loves to mess, that's all.
Okay, and okay, so I am just working through this, getting this to lay down.
Ugh, forgot. It's a whole sandwich.
Okay, here we go. And do you ever do invisible zippers on these bags?
On bags, no, it's not typical.
See, I love me a good invisible zipper. I'm into this thing now. I haven't been doing it, but I'm into it where I can zip on and off like different parts of my garment. So I'm like looking at garments like, oh, I could take a sleeve off or I could add a length to this skirt.
like cargo pants.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, I am really exploring that.
My kids came down for their scouts meeting yesterday wearing the shorts, and I was like, I forgot that those converted.
Yes, exactly. See, I'm there. I'm like, that is a great design, and I'm here for it 100%. Okay, look at that. How does that look? It's not perfect, but
Yeah.
okay. So I'm going to do the same thing for my other piece. That actually looks pretty good, if I could say so myself. I think it looks pretty dang on good. So you put your zipper on this part, right? You already put your zipper on
I
the
did.
main
Yeah.
fabric piece, right? Okay.
Yes.
So let me do that before I do my lining then.
I did it that way because the double-sided tape tends to pull up, so at least the zipper's on, and then I'll do this one.
Okay. Got it. I feel like I need a wider piece of double stick tape. I need to put 2 layers down.
Did not even occur to me that I have wider tape that I could have used.
Yeah, look, I'm like, I need a wider piece because it would have covered, it would have just covered that whole part right around it. The whole part of my zipper. I got the most narrowest one I have, and I definitely didn't think that through. Thank you all for hanging in there. Hopefully, you do attempt to make this um, with your scraps. I'm actually going to go ahead and put 2 layers because I have a wide piece. My zipper tape is very wide. So I feel like this will only help it stay in place. And one more piece, which I'm going to need 2 pieces. Oh, Lord. Get my... There we go. And all right, here we go. Oh yeah, I can't even imagine putting my zipper pull on after. See, that's what I love about zipper tape, because you could definitely like adjust, take it off, put it on, like make it really fit the way you want it to fit, so it looks really good.
Did we zoom in?
Oh, I did, yeah, because I wanted to see. I did, I zoomed it in. Okay, and let me just put my other piece on.
I have clipped it because I'm neurotic and I want to make sure that I'm not pulling it out of sync when I'm sewing it. But that's what the back should look like.
Let me see. Okay. All right, let me just put my, this should be quicker. I'm going to,
And when you put the back one on, you want to try to kind of feel for the folds to be on top of each other so that when you do top stitch, you catch the lining.
okay.
I've had it happen where I wasn't quite on top of the other piece and it was like a smaller pattern on the inside, or it wasn't the same size as the exterior, so it was a little off.
Okay.
And then I didn't get it. I just sewed like on the zipper. I was so upset.
Yeah, okay. Good point. Great point, in fact. All right.
A scrap of fabric anywhere. This whole room and I don't have a scrap of fabric. There we go.
Right. And I'm just folding my fabric back onto the tape, which I love this. This is great. Great suggestion. And now I'm doing the other side. Oops. I'm still trying to get my whole sewing setup together. Out of time.
Mine is terrible for me because I don't have to move to reach anything.
Oh goodness. I need that. That's not terrible. That's a great thing. I don't see anything bad about that. I would love to not have to move. Now I'm going to spend some time, I think between now and next Friday, figuring out where to want my cameras, and then I do need to get a sewing table, which I have sewed not at in this sewing space. Now that I have all the like this place that I'm in right now, this part, it was filled with bins with nothing but fabric in it.
Oh wow.
And then I got floor to ceiling. I got these cabinets. I have 3 of them. You could see those, and they're full of fabric and pattern.
Nice.
So I haven't seen the floor in this space in a while, and I'm so happy to be able to see it and realize how big this space is now. All right, almost there, almost there. Ooh.
I am currently in a huge decluttering phase.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
I saw some video that was like, what was the mantra that the woman kept repeating was, "You don't need more space, you have too much stuff." And I was like, damn, she got me.
That's me. That's me. 100, 150 million%. I do not need. That's why I said I just bought some Ankara fabric because I did use like everything except for like two things, 6 yards, but of Ankara. But I'm sewing all Ankara in October, so I bought some more. But I cannot buy any more fabric. I can't buy another piece of fabric. I don't have any room for it. I also said like I can't make anything that I'm not going to wear or that I don't need unless I'm making it for someone else because I don't have any more space.
Yeah. I decluttered my closet big time recently.
Yeah, I'm about to do that part. I'm in that part of my process.
Then, of course, that inspired my husband to declutter while I was away last week.
Uh-oh.
And send me pictures of all the things he was getting rid of just to cause me anxiety while I was gone.
Right.
I was like, really? Right now? Like, you don't, like, have you met me?
Right.
Right now?
Right now, he said, no, I'm there. I am there. I don't need another thing. I'm definitely not buying any more fabric. Like I have to use this fabric that I have here. Like I have to. Because otherwise my motivation is that I don't want my place to be a mess. And that's what happens when you run out of space. You just start stuffing things, and as soon as you want to do something, then your whole place is like a mess because you have to pull out a million things to find what did you do with it, where is it, and I just don't want to do that again. I'm like I'm over that part.
Yep.
Over that part. Okay, I'm almost there. I got one more little piece to put on, and then I'm going to. So as you're putting it on, where do you start? Like to make sure that the holes are lined up. Do you have like a little tip or a process so I don't end up?
They should match up perfectly if you just try to match the midpoints of the
Edges?
top and the bottom of a piece that were already marked.
Okay. Oh, you mean like those notches?
Yeah. Yeah, it should end up pretty spot on.
Okay, well, let me do that because I definitely did.
If I do this pocket again, it
Uh-oh.
will be as a overlay, not this method.
Okay. Okay, I feel like I have gotten it good. Well, it's a little bit off, but I think it's okay. I really don't want to lift it up. I'm so afraid that if I lift it up and try to readjust it down just a teeny bit, it will be like a nightmare.
Like me.
Yeah, I'm like, You know, the type A in me wants to lift it up, put it back down. But that could be a 30-minute situation. And I'm like,
I know that feeling.
not here for that. So, and it looks pretty good. Look at that. So the only thing is, I do need to move this up because I am going to sew over my zipper, and I don't want that. So I've got to move this little part right here. Okay. All right. I think I am ready to sew at this point. All right. You already sewed yours?
I did.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tie off my threads and that'll take me longer than.
Okay. Well, I'm going to sew. Here's what it looks like. Here's my front. Here is my back. And my front. Here we go. Sorry about that. Front, back, and front. So now I'm going to sew all the way around this piece. So here we go. Wish me luck. We're not going over the zip. We're not going to have any sewing errors.
Why do you feel called out, Barb? I missed what's going on in there.
Hopefully it's a good thing. Oh, probably when we were talking about decluttering. I bet you that's probably what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Look, that's everybody's story. I don't know a person who hasn't been there. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So the one thing I will say that I've noticed, again, I love my machine, but I do notice like that my presser foot doesn't go up as high as I would love it to go. Like for me to easily slide fabric and stuff underneath.
Oh, yeah.
So on my other Bernina, it definitely, like, I have so much room underneath the presser foot to get lots of stuff under. No problems.
There's a skip stitch back here I gotta fix. I think I pulled my thread out too early.
No. I don't know how to move my oh, let me see, is this it? Nope, that's not it.
My needle's coming out so sticky from all that tape.
Oh goodness, I'm not looking forward to that.
I wonder if the one on the machine. Oh, yeah, it's definitely sticky.
Mine's good so far. Down. Almost done.
I don't know if I can save my hand sewing needle over here. It's so sticky.
Alcohol? You got any alcohol?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, but it's
Okay.
it's bad.
All right. I am done this part. It doesn't look all that great on the inside, but the outside looks okay.
So I'm super extra high maintenance, and I never finish my top stitch with a back stitch on a bag where it's visible. So I pushed all my threads through to the in-between space here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm tying
Oh,
them off.
okay.
It takes extra, like a lot of extra time sometimes, but to me it's worth it.
I think it's worth it if you want a nice clean bag. No, you want it to look store bought. I think it can be worth it. This is my first bag like this. So, well, technically my first and a half, 1.5 bag, because I did one already, kind of. But I always say when I make something for the first time, my second one always is my best one. So little Miss Petunia said yes, the declutter part. I had a feeling. I was like, so many people can relate to that, which is why I'm
Yeah.
so proud of my space. Like it looks empty back here, but a week ago it was filled, like bins, bins, no floor space in here, and you could see a floor. Look at that, boom. That's my other cabinet. 3 cabinets. 1, 2, 3. And I'm so proud.
Is that where you were sewing before, or was your storage?
So no, this is where 2 years ago or 2.5, this is where I started. But then I started sewing in my kitchen area. And because this place, there was no room in here. I just kept buying fabric, buying stuff, and then every time I would buy stuff, I would buy bins to put it in. And so it was literally just filled with nothing but bins of fabric and sewing supplies and all kinds of stuff. And so then every time I would sew, I would literally have my living room floor fabric laid out, and then I was sewing so much I wasn't putting anything away, and so it was stressful. When it was time to like have company or something like that, my place would be like a complete mess with nowhere to put stuff because I don't have a huge space. I live in a condo. So now I was like, I can't live like this anymore. So now things are much more organized, and I'm very happy, and I've got to like stick to it. Okay. So are you still tying your?
No, I'm done.
Oh, you're done. Okay. All right. So we have put our zipper in, and we are. Let me see. What is our next step? Our
So
next step
it's
is. Go ahead. I'm listening.
it's just adding the other part of the zipper pocket.
Okay. So it is. Are you saying that
That third
our
piece that
third
you set
piece?
aside? Yeah.
Yes, our third piece. So are we doing like, let me see, because I gotta read the instructions. Is it right sides together?
It's right sides together with the lining.
With the lining. Okay. Right sides together. Thank you. And then sew all the way around. And then are we all right, let me read this so I can make sure I know. Oh, that's option B. We're not doing option B. We are doing, so I'm skipping this and going to. So we're almost done, really.
Yep.
Main body exterior facing right side up, leave the front main body exterior. So I have a question, Elizabeth.
Yep.
So if you put your last fabric piece, your exterior piece, if you put it right side facing down with the right side facing your lining, then when you turn it, it's going to have your lining be on the outside.
No, the inside for that piece is the card slots.
Oh, but wait a minute. So where have you put your card slot on yet?
No.
So
this piece here is the exterior. Once it's all
Mhm.
assembled, this is the exterior.
Right.
The card slot's going to be the interior equivalent of this piece, and then you've got the front and back and the flap. So you'll have 5 pieces
Okay.
for final
So
completion.
just to make sure I understand correctly, um, so right now I have my lining piece and my exterior, one of my exterior pieces
Mm-hmm.
showing. I am going to take my other exterior piece and I'm going to put it right side facing to the lining piece.
What was your lining for the pocket? Did you do 2 different materials for that?
So no, because, well, that's a great question. So unless I didn't actually cut out a piece, so was I supposed to just make up a piece and do it?
No. Hold on. Let me finish this and I'll
Okay, you
show
finish
you.
it. Because I'm thinking maybe
I think seeing
missed
this
a
one
piece.
together might help.
Yes. Thank you. Unless I'm missing a piece, which I think this might be my, no, this is the outside. This is the lining.
Okay.
Okay.
So see, this was my exterior.
Mm-hmm.
And remember I said her picture in the pattern was a little bit weird because she used 3 exteriors?
Yes.
So inside here, I've got my interior on the back
Okay.
and my interior on the front of this pocket. And that's all 3 of the back pieces.
Oh,
that
so
were cut.
you know what? Then I put my lining piece on backwards, which I'm not changing it at this point. Because when I open my, so show me what you did again.
So the good thing is it's a pocket, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter if it's, what it looks like on the inside. Is the exterior what you wanted?
Yes.
The brown, right?
Yes.
Okay. So inside your pocket, your two lining pieces just won't match unless you want to cut one.
So here's where I made a mistake. I made a mistake then. No, I mean, I'm fine with, so basically, when I sewed my front to my back piece together, I basically sewed them like one into one piece. So
That's
you see how,
correct.
oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So then how do you end up with, so see how when you open your zipper, what do you have as your back piece? Are you saying that that's supposed to be?
It's another lining piece. It's the third of that back piece. Not that one, not the one with the magnet.
Oh, right, not this one. Right. So
no.
So my third one is this piece. So because I had, this would be my third piece.
Right.
So I did, so you're saying that, but I wanted it to show like, but you're saying, because I thought that this was the outside, but now I'm thinking it's not the outside. That's why.
Right. It's a lining piece.
This is a lining piece. So I should have made it out of this blue, is what I should, because this is so thick.
Yeah, you can do it. Cut the blue one. It doesn't really need interfacing or anything because it's a pocket.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't put any on my waterproof canvas.
Yeah, because I'm like, if I put this on the inside, this thing is so thick. And it's got the lining on it. So, okay, so basically she made another third piece and then that's what you're sewing here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that was, okay, so let me do that really quick. I have my fabric already laid out. I'm just going to cut this really quick.
Are there any questions in the audience while she's gone? I can answer.
Thank you.
She did everything right. It's just a fabric choice for the other lining piece. My hands look like they're two different colors. How weird is that? I can't see comments from TikTok if that's where anybody's asking anything. So I'm not being rude. I just can't see them.
I'm almost done. I'm just pressing out this piece. I just already cut it. I'm just pressing it out. I'm not even waiting for the steam. Okay. All right, so I got this. Now I got it. I am now stitching this and I'm basically stitching it all the way around, right?
Yes, but hold on a second. You're doing blue to blue, right?
Yes, that's right.
Right sides together?
Right sides together. Well, they're both the same on both sides, so.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell. Yeah.
Yeah, and so when I sew this, am I just sewing it to the blue part, not to the front? Or does it matter?
They should all three be basted together at this point.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to do all three together.
I think it's just the light, Barb. Like the way that the light is hitting my arms made them look two colors because they're about the same. I don't actually drive. I'm a passenger princess.
I'd love to be that when I can. So, Loria, we are making the Fab Sling bag. Let me see, I have a picture. This is what we are making. And I am just sewing my pocket piece on as we speak. I am very impressed with my bobbin. Also, it is lasting me.
Yeah.
Very happy about that because I was nervous that I was going to be in here changing bobbins left and right.
Oh no, this is a one bobbin bag, I think.
And I'm very happy about that. My sewing machine said, no, you don't like that. How do I do it? Oh. I'm so glad you joined us, Elizabeth, because I need all of your help.
No, I'm sure you would figure it out.
I feel like it's going so much more smoothly because you're here.
Did you do your front with the straight silhouette or the scoop?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
My front. What do you mean?
This piece right here, there was the option to do it straight.
Oh, I did not do that. I did it straight. Yes.
Okay.
You know what? I did not see that. Oh, you know what you're talking about here? I didn't cut that out. I didn't know what that was. I drew the line, but I did not do anything with it.
Yeah, she says in the instructions that it's tricky to top stitch with the curve sometimes. So if you wanted to avoid that, you could just go across, like you did.
Yep, I'm so glad I did not. Because knowing me, I would have been like, oh, let me try this. That would have been great. Okay, so let me just cut off this zipper, extra zipper, and we are I think we are good to go. Got my zipper on. I mean my pocket on fully. There we go. So now are we adding? All right, let me go back to the instructions. So now we are, I think now we're putting all the remaining pieces together. So if I'm reading this correctly, we're going to add now the flap first. And then we're going to add our D-ring pieces and then our strap.
Yeah. So you should have 5 parts now, right? The back, which is the fully functional pocket, the card slot piece, the flap, and the inside and outside of the front.
Okay, so let me make sure. So I have my zipper back. I have my card piece. I have my flap. So that's 3 pieces so far. And then I have my lining and front piece. Yes, so those are 5 pieces that I do have. Well, and not including the D-rings and the strap, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I have all of those pieces.
So you just need the flap and the back for the next part.
Okay, so here's my flap, and here is my back. Back is the zipper piece, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now we're gonna lay the completed flap with the magnetic side face up.
Yeah. So
And
basically right sides together. It should be exterior to exterior like this.
right sides together. Here we go. So you should actually be seeing the inside of your magnet piece, the male, right?
Yeah.
That's facing up. Okay. So you're gonna lay them down on top of each other, and then are we
And
stitching
centered with the
across?
notches.
Okay. Let me center mine. Now, of course, my notches are now like covered up because, oh, well, actually, no, I can see it. Here's my notch. And then I got, yep, okay, I can see, actually, I can see them. So let me center them.
Sometimes the center moves a little bit, you know, if you sew a little. So I just do it after.
Okay, well, I got it lined. And then we're going to stitch right across the top, right?
Yep.
All right.
And it's the basting, so just 1/8.
Goodness. Okay. Thank you. Now this is thick. All right, that is done. So we have done that. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see, based in place. Okay, we did that. So then it says with the back main body exterior facing right side up, lay the front main body exterior face down on top, right sides touching. So let me get my back main. That's the front. This is the back. Okay, so with the back main facing up, so that would be like this.
Yeah, so your magnets are going to touch. That's how you'll know you got the right pieces.
Okay. Now I'm feeling like my magnet is a little bit too low.
No, you're good. You're good. It doesn't actually go that way.
Okay, so it should be down some.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what?
Because it flips around. It's not like that spot is where they're going to meet.
Okay, got it. Okay, all right. So then where are we? So we're putting, and then let me just see. Matching the bottom center marks. So when it says we're matching them, we're like making it match is what you.
So start from the top.
Okay.
Yeah, just ignore what she says for now, but start from the top to make sure that these are matched.
Okay.
For the top of your bag.
Now it's not perfect, so like I'm gonna be like bending it, or
Yeah, so that's why I want you to anchor it at the top.
Okay.
So just start with it in the right position because it matches at the top for a while before it gets 3D.
Okay, got it. Thank you for that. All right. So I'm clipping it all the way around, right?
Yeah, and so once you've got sort of enough of the sides down, then I would suggest taking the centers and matching them up right here.
Okay.
And then you can start dealing with this extra.
Got it. So you kind of do both sides at the top, and then the sides, and then work your way down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we are. We are making great progress. Okay, so now I've got those sides. And I'm going to line up those centers. Yeah, you're right. So it becomes this like 3D is a great way to describe it.
Yeah.
All right, now matched up by centers. And so I still have not done anything with my pockets, right? The little card.
Right.
Okay. Just want to make sure before I.
Yeah, this is exterior to exterior, and then your lining pieces are still sitting over there.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so happy we're here to distract you, Barb.
Okay. All right. I feel like I have it all clipped around. Things are lining up. And
oh, wait a second. What is
okay.
this craziness? Oh, okay. Sorry. I was reading for the liner. We're good. We're good.
Okay. All right. I was like, it's not too late.
No, we're good. We can sew it up.
All right. Okay. So now we're going to sew up around
the sides
the
and the bottom, just the swoop, not the top.
Not the top. Okay. All right. Here we go. This is going to make it so much easier for me to finish my other bag. You are helping me work through all of the questions.
Is that New York traffic?
You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Friday night in Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. I don't know why I always imagine you in New York.
Yeah, nope, I am here. But on a Friday night, let me tell you, it's probably close. It can get really busy. I live right in the heart of like downtown.
That's probably why, because when I've seen your videos, you have that big window.
Yeah. And you probably see like all the city.
And I just don't pay attention to what's actually outside the window besides skyline.
Ooh, okay.
tight in there. It's real tight.
Yeah, I'm taking my time and working it, but it's getting there. It's just I think I might have made my darts a little bit too small, but it's okay. I will definitely adjust. And it's definitely good that the fleece interfacing is left out of the seam allowance, because that would have just a whole level of thickness that did not need to be.
Yeah.
Okay. I have finished this part. Okay.
Then we're going to do the same thing with the 2 lining pieces, front and back. Except we're going to leave a hole in the bottom for turning.
So are we turning this now or not?
No. First, okay. You got to put the lining together.
So we're going to put the lining, which is, you're saying we're taking the card. Is it the card piece right side to the lining piece?
Yes.
Okay.
It should be the only 2 you have left.
Yes, that is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the D-ring piece and the strap.
Yes, those do not count.
Okay. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. Start with the top, work our way around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not mark the center of this bottom one. It's okay.
Hi, Miss Tata. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you. For those that are joining, we are making the Fab Sling Bag. It is a perfect way to wrap up this September scrapbuster month. And for those on TikTok, I have Elizabeth on with me. She is a bag expert. And she knows all the things about bags. So she has really been helping us. And by us, I mean me.
Can they see me on TikTok or only on YouTube?
Only on YouTube and Facebook. But they can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They can hear you, but they can't see you.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, the StreamYard, they do allow for, but I don't have enough followers to add them. You got to have like 10,000 TikTok followers, and I don't have any. I mean, I don't have 10,000. I have like 2,000. Okay. So I have clipped everything, and now I am about to sew all the way around.
Not all the way. Leave the bottom open.
So sew across the top too?
No, just the sides. So basically, can you see?
Yes. I can see.
Okay. So go down the sides and past the darts, like 3/4 of an inch, and leave the rest open. And then same thing on the other side.
Okay, got it. I am just loving this sewing machine. It's just, I'm going to be giving my Bernina a break and sewing with this for a little while.
That's quite the prize.
It is really. I was, but especially because I said I need a backup machine. This one is so much lighter than other my Bernina, so I could definitely travel with it. I just gotta play with it a little bit so I can refamiliarize myself with all the things. We are making such great time. We should be, well, yeah, it's only 2 hours, 36 minutes. I know when I make this other one, I'm going to just whip right through it. All right. Oh, guess what I did?
You sewed all the way across?
I definitely did, but I'm going to use my seam ripper really quick and just take out this middle piece and back stitch. I got all excited for nothing. I was like, oh, I'm done. All right, that was quick. I got it out. All right, let me just do a quick little back stitch and then I'll be ready. Or we're ready to turn it, right?
No.
Okay. All right, let me just do this back stitch on this part.
No, we're going to put the D-rings in next.
Okay. That's done. And now let me just do this piece. Do a quick little back stitch here. All right, that part is done. And you said put it to the side and
Yep, and now we'll be putting the D-rings on the sides here.
where are you putting it at?
So in your
At the
the
top.
piece with the flap,
Yes.
you leave the flap inside and open this up, the seam, just because for
Okay.
bulk reduction.
Yes.
And then conveniently, the little D-ring thing pretty much fits right next to the flap. Just try and center it over the seam and leave a little bit of overhang.
Okay.
And then you're just going to sew it down.
So I'm sewing it to where raw edges even, right?
Not even. You want a little bit of the D-ring piece sticking out above the raw edge of your project.
Let me see it really quick. Okay. Yes. I got it. Okay. Just a little piece. And why do we want that?
It helps so that if you put it right at the seam as you're using the bag, you can kind of like pull it out.
Okay, gotcha.
So it just gives it more behind the seam to help handle the weight.
Understood. I think that's a great idea. All right. And we're going to sew this down now. Elizabeth, are you talking to me? If you are, you're on mute. So we are close to the end. We are now adding our D-rings to our main bag piece before we turn it. That is what we're doing right at this point. And while Elizabeth is doing that, I am going to just take a look at this. Let me just see. 11, 12. All right, so now we're gonna stitch. Oh, I think I lost Elizabeth. You said you thought she was doing some kind of sign language. I did too. I think we lost Elizabeth, but she said she lost audio, but she will be back. So when she hops back on, I will pull her up. So I am going to, I just read the instructions. I am going to do a stitch, a basting stitch, which as Elizabeth describes it, it is literally doing a 1/8 stitch right at the end. So I'm going to do that right now, which is going to be a little, oh, there she is. Let's see, add to the stage. There we go.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm just glad you came back.
My neighbor called and I rejected the call, and then the audio didn't work.
Yeah, that, you know what? For some reason, StreamYard, that's happened to me too. I don't think it has figured out how to deal with that issue, because that has definitely happened to me.
Yvonne thought I was doing sign language because I was fiddling with the phone trying to get it to work.
Okay, she is. I thought you put us on mute because I was like, oh, maybe, the kids are there and you're talking to them.
No.
You said, not that. It was not that. Okay, here we go.
I am not her first phone call either, so that just means my husband didn't answer. These are always so tricky to sew.
Oh yeah. Well, especially because I feel like I would have been easier to sew it on my other machine because I have more room underneath the presser foot. But this one is like, okay.
They just want to move, you know?
Yes, they do.
Especially with such a small piece of webbing, or narrow, I guess.
You are so right. All right, I feel like I got it on there. I think. Oh no, not really. That is not good. Okay, let's try this again. This is like hanging on by a thread. So let me try this again. And Let's see. This is tricky.
I always find that if I start sewing the webbing in the middle and then go across, it's easier to keep it from shifting.
All right, let me try that. Because this right here. All right, let's try this. And it's such a small piece already.
I know.
It's like, okay. All right, let's try this again.
I don't know that mine are perfectly even, but I'll survive.
Okay, here we go. Here, let's try this again. Ooh, okay. All right, I feel like that was a little better. All right, I think. Yes, a little better. It's not perfect, but a little better. All right, I'm gonna put the second one on. Ooh, I like it. It said no. We don't like it. Okay, let's see what happened here. All right, it's down. Okay, I got my 2D rings on. They're not happy with me, but they are on.
So then take the lining piece and turn it right side out.
Okay, lining piece. So let me ask this question. Why did we need to leave the bottom open if we were going to be leaving the top open?
You're about to not leave the top open.
Okay, got you. Understood.
So you leave the piece open in the lining because now we're about to join the lining to the exterior. And that's when you need to have a place to turn something.
Turn it. Got it. Makes perfect sense. I'm still getting acclimated to the whole, bag thing. I made the fanny pack 3 times, and it's like once I make it once, I get comfortable with it, but it is making it this first time that it's like, okay, make it make sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've turned it, and
Yeah.
it feels so little though.
It is. It's a little bit smaller. So you just want to stick it right sides together with your exterior bag, basically, the way that they look.
So
And now
put it on the inside?
for you don't have this swoop, right? So
No.
you want to make sure that your card slots are against your flap.
Okay, cards are against the flap. Okay. Okay, here we go. It's so crazy because as I was sewing this, I was like, this feels big, but now it does not feel big at all.
No, it just gets smaller and smaller.
Okay. All right, I feel like I've gotten it in there.
Once it's in, match the side seams as best as you can with those D-ring connectors in the way, and
Okay.
then clip all the way around. That one's about to break.
So am I pulling my D-ring out the way?
Where's your D-ring? Should be down in the bag.
It should be down. Okay. So when I sew around, I'm sewing it inside.
Yes.
Okay, got it. All right, now I am matching these side seams. Ooh, this is gonna be a lot of fabric. My poor little machine is saying you just started using me and abusing me all at the same time. Okay, this is gonna be so cute. Cute little.
Hi, Deborah. You're here for the best part, I think.
Hi, Deborah. Hi, Yvonne. Welcome. We are making the Fab Sling bag. And we are doing kind of our final, what I like to think of are the final steps.
Oh, yeah.
We are closing out September, which was a scrap busting month. I literally used scraps for every single thing we did this month. Every Friday, went through a lot of scraps. Okay, and I feel like I have stretched everything out as much as I can. A couple more clips. And what is this? Okay. All right, I think I'm ready to sew all the way around.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. Here goes nothing.
The
Or everything,
struggle.
I should say. I have been officially spoiled, I realize. You don't realize how much that space underneath matters.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like my bag is like squished under here. Okay, here we go. Ooh. All right, let's move this out of the way.
Be careful around the D-ring that you don't hit the hardware.
Yes. Thank you. I'm very nervous about that. Ooh.
My D-ring is like right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
Because I got chunky D-rings. Oh dear.
This is
I am going to hand crank past the D-ring because I don't trust this to not.
nope. I don't blame you. I got past my first one, but it wasn't pretty.
I can fix the curve on the top stitch, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, I'm so glad I did not do that. Ooh, Jesus. Almost got my finger.
This definitely would have been easier without the big curve. Then where's the fun in that?
Well, I'm sure it's going to, all the hard work is going to pay off. Get out of here. Guess what?
What?
My thread came out of my needle, so I have to go back in and sew. But I think it's going to be helpful for me to just take these clips off because, and just try to do it by hand because my everything is getting caught in there, in that little space.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. Here we go. Yes, this is definitely a part that's just like take your time. And just cut all this extra string out.
Deborah's gonna order the pattern and watch the replay. I approve.
I think you will I think it will be very helpful because I'm gonna finish my first bag that I started, and I know everything that you shared, Elizabeth, is gonna make me just zoom through it.
Hopefully. The second one is always a little bit easier.
I think it's gonna be a lot easier.
So mine is a little off over here, as you all can see, but when I flip it, I can just smooth that out and top stitch, so I'm not going to worry about going back over it. Only you will know.
Oh my goodness. squishes. So I feel like if I'm gonna make bags, I think I need to use my other machine. Only because I feel like I need more room to, get all this stuff under here.
Yeah.
It's a struggle to do it with this little space.
That was basically why I ended up getting this Juki.
Because you have a lot more space underneath.
It's a high shank and it has a pretty deep throat.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need all those things. Because I didn't realize how much of a difference it makes, but I'm struggling because of just very little space here. Like my clips are getting caught up and
It's like unwrapping a present down here.
you know what else I just thought about too? I don't even know why I didn't think about this before this moment, but I forgot this thing comes off.
What's off?
My I took like this bottom piece off of my sewing machine and I could literally just I didn't think about that till just now. I was like, why? I said, this can't just be this difficult. Now the problem that I have now is that it doesn't have to be, but the bag opening is still too little to get around it. So I'm still kind of stuck in the same place, I think. It's too narrow, so I still have to do the same thing, but
turning this thing is not easy.
no. I mean, it's not, it's just a little, through these little logistics. I mean, I don't know what is happening here. I literally have sewn, but everything I've sewn is just not snake. Let's try this again.
Glad I didn't bother pressing that flap before.
Huh?
I said I'm glad I didn't bother pressing that flap before.
Oh yeah, because what? Because you had to ball it up basically to turn it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think she has you top stitch this actually. Am I wrong about that? Oh no, she does. She does.
I may have to take my other machine out because I cannot get this on here. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Maybe the problem that I'm having is. Oh, that's why. Because I'm out of thread. I was like, why is this? I'm like, literally have sewn this thing around. And I'm like, something is wrong. Okay. Well, it helps to have thread in your bobbin. So here we go. Let's do that. Who's that? The kids?
My daughter came down and asked where I was, and my husband's like, she's still doing alive. And my husband, or my son goes, she's probably unboxing things. I'm like, what? As if I really do that often, child.
Well, the fact that they know the lingo is like awesome.
Well, they watch their little like YouTube kids stuff where they unbox toys. So like all the kids know it now. For a while, my daughter was begging to have a YouTube channel.
Uh-oh, she's gonna be next, following mom's footsteps.
Like, I just want to be able to draw on a YouTube channel. I'm like, okay, not now.
Okay, here we go. So that's the other thing I got to get used to. Like, my machine also tells me when my bobbin is out of thread, so I'm not used to checking it.
Yeah.
I got to remember those things. That's why I'm going to keep. I really like this machine, though. I'm going to definitely give my other one a break. Use this one for a while. All right, so I think we are on the path to success. We got some thread in the bobbin. We'll thread our needle. All right, here we go. All right, now let's try this again. Yeah, let's try this again. I have got.
It could have been better, but we'll survive. It's fine. I usually hand sew the bottom closed.
Oh, okay.
But it's going to be so deep in there. It's like, I don't know. The return on my investment in time does not seem very good.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that we are like 99.9% finished. If I could just get this around here, I will be forever grateful.
I will say, for anybody that wants to make this, that it's easier to do a lot of it if it's not card slots. Because this is so much bulk right here, like even putting this back in is tricky. At least with waterproof canvas.
No, I feel like the thing that would have helped me make this easier is if I could, well, using a bigger machine. I mean, a machine that has more space underneath, or making the hole big enough where I can get it around. All right, there's.
I can't even get my hand all the way in the pot.
I know it is. It's a little.
Because I have giant hands. Let me go get a small child to push those corners out.
Can I get this on here?
It is a good stadium bag option. I think it fits the measurements of like the 6 by whatever.
All right. So like, if I could just get this little piece around here, I think I'll be so happy.
I forgot to snip the corner right here.
Uh-huh.
So that it would turn out nicely. So now that bulk is sort of preventing mine from coming up nice. You don't have that problem because you don't have that curve.
Mm-hmm.
Or you shouldn't, I guess.
I'm so grateful.
It's fine. Who doesn't like a little structure building bulk up here? The pointer, it's not quite the same kind of curve I'm trying to push out.
Yeah, I'm so thankful that I did not do that piece because I feel like it would have been so difficult for me.
I feel like if I try to top stitch this, I'm gonna end up mad. So I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It'll just be another reason I need a cylinder on.
Don't do it. You give me a lot of great advice, and I only have one piece of advice for you. Don't do it.
Not to do it. It's gonna make me mad.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
This is cute. If I do say so myself.
Yeah, I can't wait to turn mine out. Inside out, right side out, rather.
It's a cute little Just the Essentials bag.
Yeah, I'm so close. So close.
Dang it, I really should have cut that corner. My instincts should have taken over and cut the corner.
Are you going to take it out?
Nah. If it were a bigger bag, like a more substantial situation, yeah, I would do it. But this is fine.
I am almost done.
You're fine. Don't feel rushed.
Yeah, I think I've just sewn around this thing like a million times before I realized, oh, my bobbin was out, and I'm so grateful to have, I think, made it around again.
There is a lot of bulk right in that spot because you got all the layers coming together plus the webbing. Yeah, I can't see that top stitching it would make me happy.
I don't think it would.
I also don't think it's gonna go anywhere with these materials.
Yeah, I don't think so. I definitely don't think mine is gonna go anywhere.
It's like, so narrow.
Yes, it is in there and it's not moving. I just want to go do this part one more time.
So I like to collect Starbucks cards to stick in my card slots.
Okay. Like ones with no money on them?
Yeah, like just random.
Oh, like cards. The decorative, like I guess because of the design.
They're cute. See? You're the bestest. Stick it right in there. And like bonus points if I can get the city ones.
Mm-hmm. Do they have city specific Starbucks?
Yeah, I have in my drawer somewhere in here. I have New York and Chicago and where else?
All right, I think.
Although I can't find it right now.
Okay. I have finally made it all the way around. Okay, so now I am.
How easy is it to put? This is block. Put in and pull out. Oh, it's pretty easy.
Oh yeah, that's the easy part.
Yeah, the card slots are not very tight. Like they're an appropriate size. They get a little tighter as you have one in each, but that's pretty good. Thanks, Deborah.
Okay, so now that I've finished this part, I'm turning it now?
You sewed all the way around the top? Yes.
Yes. Turn it. Okay.
Pull the lining out. Just pull the lining out.
Okay. Lining
all the
is
way.
out. Okay.
And now reach in there and grab your flap.
Oh, I gotta get my hand in here. I might have made my little hole too small.
You can smush it down to reach the flap. It doesn't have to be all the way.
All right. I have got my flap.
Yeah, grab the flap and sort of get it going through the canal there, and then just push the exterior through.
Ooh, okay.
Don't pull it by the flap though. Just once you've got the flap sort of in the right direction.
Yeah.
Then grab the bottom of the exterior part, so the furthest away from you, and push that through, like you're following the flap.
You mean like push it like this?
Yeah, like that.
Okay. And all of this is coming through that hole?
Correct.
Okay.
Since it's so small, it's easier for you to push it through than to pull it from the inside.
Yeah. Goodness.
Yeah, like you could take your hand out and just push it instead of trying to pull it out.
Okay. Okay, I got what you're saying. Oh, okay, yep. It is going through, that's for sure. Okay, there we go. And now it's all going to still come through this part. Okay, now I see what Yep, it's coming.
At that point, I like to just be pulling the lining off the exterior so that I'm messing with the outside as little as possible.
Okay. So you like you're saying you kind of like just peel it back or something?
Yeah, like you can smush the lining down.
Okay, like really squeeze it.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
Because the more you yank on your outside, the more you're risking like messing something up on the stitches and stuff for the outside.
Got it. Okay. So I just need to like ball it up so we can squeeze through there. I think I might have made my little hole a little bit too small.
It just is small. It always feels smaller than it should be.
I mean, it's coming slowly. Okay, this is gonna be it. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I like that way you think. Okay. And look at that. All right, let me. Oh yeah, look how wrinkled that is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, gonna fold this down and stitch right across this bottom piece. Close it up. No hand stitching for me. I'm gonna just fold this down. No one will see it. All right, look at that. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, and now I'm just gonna push this in.
It really is just like your phone and some essentials.
Yes, that's exactly what it's a cell phone case as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, even that back pocket with the zipper, it's just more like, okay, I want to have my ID somewhere different so I could get to it, easy access.
The back pocket is a pretty good size because it's the whole um back panel really. It fits my phone back there too.
Does it? Okay, I'm gonna try.
Well, this is a smaller phone than like a Pro Max or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what I have, the Pro Max. But I'm gonna see. I mean,
But it could fit.
okay.
In theory, when if you did the clear pocket, the phone would fit back there. So
Okay, it's not too small, actually. It's about right. Just pushing out all the corners. Thank you so much, Black Sewing Network. We appreciate the super chat. Thank you.
it is a good size for people who don't carry a lot. That is true.
Look, she said cell phone lip gloss cards. There you go. That's exactly what can get in here. Look at that. This is so cute. It is cute. It is super cute. It turned out after it took me a million years to get it turned. I finally right. I'm like, I think if I make this other one, I might pull out my other machine because I do think having that extra space underneath really makes it easier for you to get it around. Okay, so I am not top stitching either. We will not be doing that today.
Maybe if I was in a different mood. I just
I don't see any circumstance, any mood that could make me top stitch right now, but
not
I
here.
get it.
Not like right here. Like I don't want to put that through.
Okay, here we go. Look at this. So I love that I did the blue strap with this. Look at that.
Oh yeah,
It came out really cute.
I like it.
And I love that it has the magnetic. I love that. That's so cute. Zipper in the back. So wouldn't you agree that all in all, this is a yard or less?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I would totally agree that it's a yard or less.
I think she gives in the front of the pattern the
The,
requirement.
well, she breaks it down each piece, and I guess you could do the math and add it up, but I think it's like,
So it includes the length for the strap, but yeah, it would be, it's just under a yard if you're not counting the strap situation.
yes. Let me close this down. I love this. Was my second time doing magnetic uh, clasp, and I really liked it. So
Right? They're fun.
yeah, I really like it. It's super cute. It's hidden, so if you don't want like anything to be showing on the other side, I like that. So first of all, thank you so much, Elizabeth. You have really helped. I would not have made it through this without you, so I appreciate you coming on. And I hope that I can do another bag with you. I hope I'll get an invitation to do another bag with you, a wallet or something cute that you do.
Oh,
And
yeah.
for everyone else, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just agreeing with you. That's all.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone else who joined, who stayed, who gave us super chats. Um, Even though we had a little bit of a challenge, I still think this is an easy and beginner friendly pattern. Hopefully, the things that Elizabeth and I worked through today will help you as you're going through it. And we made the Fab Sling, is what we made. And it is a perfect scrap buster. So, just as a reminder, September has been a kind of sustainability month. People have been doing all kinds of scrap busting, what do you call it, low waste patterns. And this was one of those that we did. So again, thank you all so much. And I'm so happy that you all joined. And thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us. And I will see you all next Friday. We're going back to garments. We're going to be focusing on African and Cara fabrics all month long. So I'm excited. All the patterns for the month are out. So definitely take a look on my YouTube and my Instagram. Let's Get Social on YouTube and So Sophisticated Designs on Instagram. And I will post it on TikTok as well. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And I will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.